But yeah, it's not looking good for the Dream right now. And Kanye West just got into another lawsuit too. It's like these niggas, man. It's like everyone's getting caught up now.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Kingston's doing God knows what with fake names and shit. Kanye not treating his black employees right from what I heard. It's just like every day. It's like every damn day somebody's exposing somebody. And then to top it off, hold on, top it off and shit. It's like niggas ain't doing nothing. They just revealing shit, not doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. Lord Jamal talking about it.
Who?
Lord Jamal. I
Like,
sent you that video where you were talking about it.
yeah, I just saw the thumbnail talking about Puffy bisexual. I was like, nigga, we been know that shit. Been know that shit, nigga. You ain't saying
That's
nothing new.
old news, man.
Like you ain't saying nothing new, man. That's why I
Yeah.
didn't say anything about it. I'm just like, nigga, I like Lord Jamal, but he takes what a lot of people are saying sometimes, and then he likes to
Mm-hmm.
elaborate it on more. It's like, yeah, he saying nothing new, but you just using different words and shit. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. He's a diva. I met him. I told you I met him like year before last, and he didn't want to take no pictures.
Oh wow, he took a picture with me. Oh wow.
Yeah, he didn't want to take no pictures, bro. And what's his name was there with me? Jalen. You catch Jalen. Jalen was there. Jalen had his camera out. He didn't want to take no pictures. I was like, wow. He shook my hand, but he didn't want to take no pictures. Like, nigga, if it wasn't for Pooh, but you wouldn't even be a legend.
Shout out to
Let's be
Jalen,
real
man.
about that. Let's be real about that.
I mean, I fuck with Lord Jamar and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but honestly, I don't get me wrong. I like Lord Jamar, especially his chemistry with Sadat X. But yeah, if Grand Puba and Sadat, man, they used to run
Mm-hmm.
around his
Yeah.
ass, and that's not a bad thing. But it just took him a while to find his flow and shit. Cause I feel like he got it together with the Everything is Everything album, but niggas don't like
Oh,
that
yeah.
album. That's the thing.
It's
Cause
okay.
I always fuck with Lord Jamar, but the Off from One for All album, it was pretty much he was just like pretty much like the calm before the storm. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like whenever they started off those songs, Sadat was like the spark, the dude that started it off. Lord Jamal was like the calm before the storm, and then Grand Puba,
Yeah.
he was just like the best emphasizer when it came to lyricism because the way how he emphasizes his words and everything like
Uh-huh.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to the car to go to, you know how he does. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But other than that, man, it's just like Brand Nubian, man. But one thing I can always say I respect about Brand Nubian, they've always been themselves since 1990. You can't say that about
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of these other groups.
Right. Right.
So yeah, what else is going on? Everyone's talking about Martin Lawrence, see if he's actually okay or not. You
He
know what
don't
I'm
look
saying?
well.
Yeah, I've been seeing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's more to the story, but he's just not revealing it. But
Mm-hmm.
like I told niggas, like he had a stroke years ago. Yeah, and
He might be
bad
dying.
the Bad Boy movies, he got to do a lot of running, a lot of stunt action, and all that shit like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Saying so, that's why I was surprised they did a Bad Boys. They were doing this Bad Boys 4 movie and what
Facts.
too because Bad Boys 3, from what I heard, it definitely took a toll when it came to Martin and shit like that. From what I heard,
Mm-hmm. He might be dying. Well, we know.
chill, chill.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They keep everything now with these celebrities, keep it a secret till it actually happened. Like nobody knew MF Doom was sick. He dropped dead. It's like his wife had to announce it.
Right, he died in Halloween. Didn't announce that till New Year's Eve.
Exactly. Exactly. So that nigga was dead for like 2 months before we even found out.
You know what's crazy?
Uh,
It's I'm sorry, but I have to say it's gangster to die on Halloween, and then it's revealed that shit on New Year's. I don't know if it's just me, but that's just like cathartic, if you ask me. Symbolic.
I know somebody personally that killed
Wow.
themselves on Halloween.
I mean,
You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
my condolences, but you know, MF Doom was just like a mythical figure when it came to hip hop, and
Yeah.
Halloween was just that holiday. That's why I just have to say to myself, damn, this nigga really did die on Halloween, and they
What's his name? I just found out that the dude from the Outlaws had a heart attack. EDR.
yeah, I don't really
You know what I'm
care about
saying? So it's like, bro, it's like you don't know about these people personally. They could be sick on the low, and then tomorrow they drop dead. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
that. I mean, you know, I'm never really been a big Outlaws fan, but yeah, hopefully he pulls through.
Yeah, man. That shit crazy.
Hey, look what happened with Chadwick Boseman. Niggas were making fun of him when he
Mhm.
lost all that weight, and when he
Yeah.
died, oh my god, yeah.
Mhm. Exactly. I didn't know he was sick like that.
I looked at them pictures and shit. I was like, yeah, he ain't feeling too well, and stuff like that too. But then these stupid motherfuckers were making fun of him and stuff like that too, like it's a fucking joke. But then when he
Yeah.
died, oh my god. Like I'm just like, nah, bitch, keep that same fucking energy. Keep
It's
that same
crazy.
energy. I'm
It's
tired of
crazy.
that big fucking shit. But yeah, like I said, I hope it's not that serious though.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
I'm saying one more thing in the news. One more thing in the news. What else is going on? So Megan Thee Stallion is dropping her new album later on this month on the 28th. She actually came to my city on Wednesday. She had a concert here.
Fuck that bitch.
You said what?
Who listens to her?
I listened to Megan, believe it or not.
You know?
Yeah, I told you I liked her new album that she came out with last year. I felt like that was like her most lyrical shit to date.
Stop listening to that shit. What's wrong with you?
Nigga, she's better than fucking Glorilla, Lotto, all these. Yeah, she does do that, the twerky music, but still, I fuck with Megan. I'm not the biggest Megan fan, but I fuck with Megan.
Do you fuck with her because she cute, or you fuck with her because you actually like how she sounds?
I actually like how she sounds,
Oh
and she's
Lord.
cute, mostly
What's wrong with
because
Reg? What's wrong with this nigga?
nigga, I literally told you. I literally told you I fuck with Megan. I had the
Lord.
album last year on my top favorites of like 2023, 2022, one of them years.
Oh God.
Now, granted, I don't like everything she put out. I don't. But
So what you think about this album? This album gonna be one of the best?
mm, I gotta hear some more. I had to hear one more single. Let me hear one more single from it. Because I heard that first single. It was aight. It was
Mm-hmm.
aight, but I feel like we need that one single. It's less like, yeah, mate, we need that summer smash single. You know what I'm saying? Summer bang, yeah. Like Eminem's Houdini. I
Oh yeah.
fuck with that. But at the same
Finally,
time,
he dropped something good.
I'm gonna give at least the second or third single with Eminem because
Right.
he does this shit like for example, Music to Be Murdered By. I didn't care
Uh-huh.
too much for the singles on that one, but I like the album. I think I'm one of
Uh-huh.
the few people that actually like that album.
You're like the only
Man,
one.
that was just trash.
And all of it was trash.
Go
And
relapse.
I usually don't. I mean, early on in his career, I usually didn't like his first singles. I know he was doing that, for radio shit like we made you and
Yeah,
Real Slim Shady. I didn't like none of those first singles, but that was back when he was dropping classic albums. But I don't know. I need to hear more. I'm like, yeah, it's a nice first single, but I want to hear the damn album.
yeah. Because if it was like Eminem Show, Marshall Mathers, and stuff,
Yeah,
hell, I'll even say Relapse.
right.
Once I hear that first single, it's a wrap. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But I don't know. It's like after. with Recovery, which an album I that it's growing on me in recent years.
Wow.
That Not Afraid song, I got so tired of it.
See, I love that as a single. That was one of the few first like singles that he dropped that I actually loved.
Yeah.
And then
And
the
Love You
album
Way You
was got
Lie.
real. Yeah, the album was personal. Like after Proof had passed away, like you got real personal on that, and you talked about his drug habit and all. Like that was a great album to me.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
see,
it's
niggas,
the shit after, you know what I'm saying?
but see, that's the thing. Nick, I remember when that album came out, niggas were shitting on that album. And I'm looking at
I know.
myself like the only bad thing really about this album is the production. Because the production,
Yeah.
it was good, but it was a bit too soft. Especially like when you
He
had
didn't,
people
he
like
didn't have Dre
Just
on that.
Blaze. Like yeah, people like Just Blaze on the album. I'm just like
Yeah,
I'm not expecting Rockefeller Just Blaze. I'm not expecting that because
right.
he did do that joint No Love with
Yeah,
Lil
that
Wayne.
was fire.
That was
Yeah,
fine.
definitely.
But yeah, I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Let's go.
What's up, YouTube? How's everyone
Yeah.
doing? This is your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try in the building with me.
Yo,
This is kind of like a surprise video, but I don't give a fuck. You know, with the recent announcement Eminem's going to drop this new album, The Death of Some Shady. I talked to Try. I was like, let's do like a top Eminem and Dre collaborations. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to this list, it can be a Dre beat, Eminem rapping, or both M and Dre on the beat, on lyricism and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? As long as both of them are present in a song, that's what makes it loud and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You guys should know who Eminem is. I know I've done reviews on like Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers. I think we did Eminem show together.
yeah.
I think.
And
Yep.
we did that. We did Encore.
Relapse.
Oh
The
God.
D12, the
All that
D12
stuff.
album.
Yes.
Yeah. So how could I forget Kamikaze, Revival, Music to Be
Lord.
Murdered. So the only ones I didn't really do is like I did Marshall Mathers LP 2. I didn't do
We did Music to Be Murdered by Part 1.
yeah, I did we did a review on that one.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't do part 2 though.
I never heard it. I skipped it. I was like,
I heard some of it. I was just like, yeah, now we're back. We're back into media. I didn't hear all of it though.
Right.
But back to the subject. So we're gonna do like a top 10, you know what I'm saying? Eminem and Dre collaborations, and I'm gonna start off my list with a joint from the Slim Shady LP. Yeah, Role Model. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my god, this is actually one of the songs that actually made me a fan of Eminem, really.
Yes.
So it's surprising to a lot of people that the Slim Shady LP is actually my favorite Eminem album. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about the production in particular, Dre kind of went back to his G-Funk kind of sound a little bit with this album. You know what I'm saying? Especially with him work with Mailman. Like, and the thing about this track, it's not as G-Funk as I thought it was going to be, but it definitely has some shit that you can definitely hear on a 2001 album as well, too. Especially with them guitars and everything like that. The song is pretty much just talking about how he doesn't like the fact that he's considered a role model and whatnot too when it comes to these kids. And because he feels like if people are a role model, and I'm just paraphrasing, it limits them. You know what I'm saying? Because people are going to have like a microscope eye on you when it comes to like you gotta think about the children and whatnot too. So he's pretty much just saying, well, his parents that should be the role model. He's just over here making music and shit too. What's up, Romeo? How you doing? Honestly, On Fire was okay. I didn't really care for that track too much, believe it or not. But I do get what you're saying. It did have some deep cuts. But yeah, Role Model, definitely one of my favorites from the Slim Shady LP. I love the video too. The video was very trippy and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, Pace One in the video with him.
Right. I forgot about that.
From the Outsider?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Number 10, I got My Name Is.
Ooh.
That's always been like one of my favorites. The first single from Slim Shady LP. I remember hearing that on Stretch and Bobito, and that was before the video came out, and they was playing this song for weeks, and I'm thinking the dude is black. And then when I finally see the video, I was like, yo, this is the same song I heard on Stretch and Barbito, and the dude is white. And Dre's in the video playing the doctor, and you know what I'm saying? And just the absurd shit he was saying on that song. How you gonna feed me, ma? You ain't got no tits. Like, I was like, yo, like he was definitely pushing the limits of what to say as a rap artist at that time, and it was just quirky. Like the melody was just quirky, but the beat was dope, and I was just the video was funny, and I was like, yo, like I like this dude, man. So just hearing that made me a fan, because I didn't hear Infinite when that dropped. I didn't hear nothing about him, you know, when it came to like Rap Olympics and all that. You know, him like we heard about that later, like him battling cannabis and all that, and we heard about that later after he blew up. But before then, I didn't know shit about him. You know, he was a part of the Outsiders and all that, and he had D12, and we knew about that stuff later on. But the minute I saw the video, and I realized that was the same song that Stretch and Barbie was playing, I was like, that's when I became a fan. Went out and I rushed to the record store to buy Slim Shady LP, and it's been a classic in hip hop forever. You know what I'm saying? It's still one of his best albums, and the production and not just Dre, but even M produced on that, and I think Mike Elizondo
Yeah.
produced on that as well, and the was it the Bass Brothers or whatever. And it's just been a great album, you know what I'm saying? And then I like started to see like more of him, you know, Role Model. Like Role Model, they were actually playing on TRL when that came out.
Oh wow.
You know, that was on the TRL countdown, and you know, seeing the video for Guilty Conscience, and you know, Just Don't Give a Fuck, and it was I played that album to death, like literally every day in 1999. You know, so there wasn't a day that went by when I wasn't playing. And then it was like at that time when I first got the internet, you know back when they had like all the fan sites for the artists, so there was like hundreds of like Eminem fan sites and shit, and I just be on there, and people were just losing their mind, you know, like the shit he was saying on a lot of these records.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right. My number 9, I gotta go with Business from the Eminem Show. Um,
That's one of my favorites too.
definitely one of my favorites as well too. Um,
Marshall,
love that beat from Dre. You know what I'm
let's
saying?
get down to business. Fire.
Yes. Yeah, man. Definitely one of my favorites from the Mark of Eminem Show, which I feel like that's an amazing album in its own right. You know what I'm saying? That was the album I felt like artistically, he really stepped the game up artistically. Like Marshall Mathers LP, you can say that, but he was still in that shock era. This one, he just had a more
Yeah.
dark political tone to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And Business definitely
Yeah.
captured that essence, in my personal opinion. So yeah.
Definitely. All right, my number 9 is not from an Eminem album. It's actually a feature with him and Dre on Obi Trice's first album, Cheers. And it's a
Nice.
song called Shit Hits the Fan. And that was like one of my favorites. Obi Trice is severely underrated. We gotta definitely discuss him.
Yeah.
That Shit Hits the Fan joint with M and Dre was just a banger. That beat was a fire. You don't have M spitting any verses, but he is on the chorus. You know, and he said, you know, what you gonna do when shit hits the fan? Are you gonna stand and fight like a man? Will you be as hard as you say you are? Or are you gonna run and go get your bodyguard? Loved his chorus, and he was always good at creating choruses for songs. There's a lot of artists like we know, like Rakim, when he was over at Aftermath. You know, there was a rumor that him and Dre were clashing with the way that they worked in the studio, and he couldn't make hooks. and Rakim is considered like one of the best all time. And for M is like I think like like when you have like artists like M, 50 Cent, Ja Rule, they were always good at creating choruses and hooks for their songs. And I think it was definitely a back. That should have been a single, really. That was like one of my favorites off of the Cheers album. But M was always good at choruses and like just creating great hooks and something to not necessarily sing along to, but something that's catchy and that'll have the listener remember that song. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a dope track.
Definitely. All right. Next track is Nasty Mind from the D12 album featuring Truth
Mm.
Hurt. Yeah, fire joint right here. This is actually my favorite D12 album. I never really cared for the second one, I think it's called
I actually
D12.
have that one.
Yeah,
Detail
D12.
Row. Yeah.
Yeah, I never cared for that one like that, but this one, yeah, I love the beat to it. Truth Hurts definitely an underrated artist from Aftermath. We had to talk about her album at some point too.
I thought we did her first album. We didn't talk about her.
I gotta double check.
I could have sworn we did that one.
No, I'll
Damn.
double check. I might be wrong, but yeah, that's my
Yeah,
number eight.
that was definitely. I remember that joint. That was definitely a banger. You know what I mean? I definitely enjoyed that one. Um, I got it's another feature with Dre and Em. It's from the Funkmaster Flex, the Tunnel album. That was Funkmaster Flex and Big Cap. Rest in peace, Big Cap. And this joint, they were playing this joint a lot on the radio. And you had like M and Dre, spitting verses back and forth, and you know, I just thought it was dope to have like, and this is on Def Jam too. Like this is when Flex had that deal with Def Jam, and it was so many artists on that album, but this was definitely like one of my standout favorites. And Eminem also did the chorus, and he's saying, the whole entire world can sit and twirl like a twirling tire. I set a fucking gun on fire with the curling iron. Psych, I'm just joking. For Christ's sakes, don't get so bent out of shape because I went out and raped 6 girlfriends. Like this, like he was always going for shock value, like to make the listener go back and rewind what he just said. And that's why I always loved him. Like he did not care what people thought. He said what he wanted to say, and that track was like so underrated to me.
Dope, dope. All right, this is gonna be a surprising pick for my number seven, but I gotta go with shit, Old Time Sake from the Relapse album. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yo, Dre dropped that beat for Old Times. Like, oh my god, and niggas say, okay, I know Relapse. He had that weird voice, the Jamaican,
Yeah.
Irish, whatever voice he was doing for songs. But this is legitimately one of the best songs they both done together.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? This is just traditional. But I feel like it should have been the first single. It should have been this
Mhm.
one, then We Made You. I know Crack a Bottle, that was like a promo single and everything like
Yeah,
that, which that was
that
so
and that's
cool.
one of my favorites too. That was one of
Yeah.
my favorites.
Crack a bottle, let the body
That's your
follow.
40 bottle.
No,
Yeah.
nah, man. I thought niggas hated that song, but that's a dope
Yeah, that was
ass
my
record.
joint. That was my joint. What was it? 50 was on that too, right?
Yep, the whole three-headed monster.
Yeah, that was my joint, man.
But yeah, but back to Old Time Sake, it's definitely like a tribute to like the old school hip hop and everything like that. Eminem dropped some of his best lyricism at this time too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, classic joint in my opinion. Like
Definitely.
that Relapse album, man. I'm telling you, forget the voice. That's the crazy shock Eminem. That in my opinion, this is gonna be a hot take. That's a better
Uh-huh.
comeback album than Kingdom Come.
Which
Yeah,
one?
I said relapse.
Oh yeah, definitely by far, by far.
Yeah, I
But
said
you
it.
know how I feel about Kingdom Come.
Yeah,
By far, definitely.
yeah, because Kingdom Come has some joints too. Show me what you got, 30 something, but it has some shit too. Let's be real.
It did.
Beach Chair,
Oh
Hollywood,
Lord. Oh God. Beach Chair I actually
Hollywood,
like. I actually like Beach Chair, but I feel like
Hollywood.
they picked the wrong singles though.
I love the album cover, the red album cover. I thought that
Yeah.
shit was dope.
The transparent one where he
Yeah,
changes. Yeah.
yeah. If I was to get that album, I might
Hmm.
get that the transparent one.
Get the deluxe version because with the deluxe version there's a DVD that comes with it, and he did a show. He did a show in France at like some like theater that they never had like a hip hop concert there, and he was like the first to do it. And then
I,
he performed like different songs, and Memphis Bleak was actually like his hype man for that concert.
yeah, I know which concert you're talking about
Yeah,
because I saw a snippet of that on YouTube.
yeah.
But yeah, even I even like Lost One, and I
Lawson
know,
was dope.
and that ironically that was produced by Dre too.
Right, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, man. But yeah,
Forgot about that.
anything with Usher and Pharrell, Hollywood, Beach Chair, Dig a Hole was cool, but as a diss to Dipset, I feel like it
Right,
could have been a bit better. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But
right.
I did like the song Brooklyn. He did. He rapped over the Jim Jones beat, the We Fly High beat.
Uh
He
huh.
killed Jim Jones on that one. I'll give you
Oh yeah.
that. But that's too much.
Jim Jones is not. He's not a threat. So you know, let's be real
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, that's a good one. Number 7, I got the Watcher from the Chronic 2001. Again, like this is Eminem is featured, but he's only on the chorus. And you know, he that part 1 was great. Part 2 was good. Um, Part 2 was on that terrible Double Blueprint 2 album that Jason never dropped. But the first one was great. You had Eminem and Nocturnal on here. You know, the chorus, everywhere that I go ain't the same as before. People I used to know just don't know me no more. I love that. Love that chorus. The beat was fire. And he should have had a video. Dre should have had a video for this for sure. This was like always one of my favorite joints from Chronic 2001. It's a classic record. And yeah, like I loved M and Nocturnal on the chorus.
Definitely. All right. Next song, for my number 6, I gotta go with "What's the Difference" from the 2001 album.
Whoa.
Yeah, this also features Exhibit. If I remember correctly, I said this is probably my second favorite song on the album behind the message. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And this is pretty much a controversial song when it comes to like Dre fans because when it comes to Dre, when it comes to that song, he was throwing shots at DJ Quick on that song. You know what I'm saying? And with Eminem, he was talking about killing his girlfriend at that time, Kim, and stuff like
right.
that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a pretty dope song. I feel like Em had the best verse, but I'm not gonna hold you. Exhibit's verse was
Mm.
fire too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah, definitely.
Exhibit was fire and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
yeah, uh, yeah, but that song was pretty ill. That song was pretty ill and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? What else about that song? The beat has definitely been heard a lot. That's the beat I want to see niggas freestyle to too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But yeah, that's a pretty dope song. What's the difference?
Remember, Blue Cantrell used it.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, I mean, she got people's attention. You know, using that beat. You know, it was being played. I just always saw it as a one hit wonder.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? So, um, but that's always been one of my favorite joints on Chronic 2001. I think Exhibit, that was like one of Exhibit's best features ever on that.
Same.
My next one is Crack a Bottle, like you had mentioned before. This was like a teaser song from what was that? Relapse that was on,
Yeah.
and that was like on the mixtape. I heard it on the mixtape first. 'Cause they were playing it first on the mixtapes before the album was announced, and then um, 50 was already like a huge star at this point. Get Rich or Die Trying comes out, and G Unit is everywhere, and he was on this song, and it's a dope Dre beat, and I really feel like Dre, 50, and M should have did an album together, all three of them. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
we saw like that you had like the iconic magazine cover that they did on Double XL with the three of them together, and I felt like they should have had a album together because that would have been crazy, And they always did like the best stuff together. You know what I'm saying? And anytime M and 50 hooked up, they always gave you a classic collab or 50 and Dre. You know what I mean? So this was a banger. They should have did a video for this. I don't know why it was released as a teaser and there was no video, but I've always liked this joint on Relapse. The melody is kind of quirky. You got some horn, like some big band type of horns in there. Eminem is saying his some ridiculous shit on there, like as usual, and 50 killed it. Like, so I liked it. I had to put this on the list.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely surprised they didn't do an album together either, but
Mhm.
I mean, the legacy's it's never too late.
I
The
mean,
legacy's sweet.
I'm
So
about to say it's like never say never because they still tight with each other. You know, 50 and M was at Dre's what was it the Hollywood thing that he did,
right.
getting the star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame and shit. Yeah, they were there, so you can never say never. I won't be. I won't. I'm pretty sure that 50 is gonna be on Eminem's new album. So I think that's something that has to happen. They all of them performed at the Super Bowl together. That's something that I want to see. I want to see all three of them do an album together.
Yeah, I have a feeling 50's gonna be on this album.
Yeah.
And he got to because the way how they
Oh yeah.
hyping this album up,
Oh yeah.
shit. But that's a dope pick. Crack about it. That's like I said, that almost made my list too.
Mhm.
Number 5, I gotta go with The Watcher.
Ooh.
So you talked about this one earlier,
Yeah.
and in case you guys don't know and everything like that too, yes, this was the song Jay-Z named the sequel after on the Blueprint 2 album, which that's one of the few songs I liked from that album, believe it or not.
Facts. Me too.
Right. But yeah, very, very, very dope track right here. It's just Dre. It kicked off the 2001 album, and it's pretty much just Dre talking about his career up to that point, and what he's gonna bring to the table for this new era and everything. How people be like, the Chronic was years ago, move on from that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this one was a hot joint. You already expressed your gratitude and your appreciation for this track, so I'm not gonna waste no time.
Number 5 for me is Guilty Conscience.
Mm,
I'm gonna tell you, like, I love the concept for this track because it's a storytelling track. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like when they're talking about this guy named Eddie who's 23 and he's fed up with life and the way things are going in it, and he robs elixir, but then he's having second thoughts and having to change of heart. That's a storytelling track that was done right with both M and Dre. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said like they should have had an album together. But when I first heard it, I did not like the beat for this. You know what I'm saying?
So,
And I know a lot of people love it, when I first said it, I'm like, yo, I did not like the beat for this. And it's the track that had to grow on me like over the years, because it wasn't my go-to when I'm bumping, Slim Shady back in '99. You know what I'm saying? Like my joint was like My Name Is or Brain Damage, Just Don't Give a Fuck, Bad Meets Evil. Those are my joints. Guilty Conscience, I would skip over. I love the video. Again, the video being that like that album made Eminem who he is now. Like he really blew up with that album, just with that album alone. And his videos, like that video was played on TRL. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
was it was on the countdown every day. You know what I'm saying? So I love the video, and I love the way that they in detail talk about this guy, having these second thoughts about robbing a liquor store and what could happen. And that was a great storytelling track. That was a classic storytelling track. The beat for me, I thought I did not like it in the beginning, but it grew on me. And sometimes you'll have tracks or even albums like that where you might not like it at first, and then years later, when you play it often, it grew on you. So it turned out to be a classic record. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just having Dr. Dre a part of that story, that storytelling. You know what I'm saying? It was just dope to hear. You know what I'm saying? So that's always going to be a classic record with both of them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And spoiler alert, that is on my list too. And I'm gonna talk more about that song
Yeah.
and whatnot too. But my number four is My Name Is from the Slim Shady LP.
Mm,
You know, and now I remember this was really not my first introduction to Eminem. Believe it or not, my introduction to Eminem happened maybe like around 03, 04, and everything like that when I was like really getting into music. And then this was like around the time, believe it or not, the D12 World album came out, that My Band track, and then I circled back and I listened to Marshall Mathers LP, some tracks from that. But then I remember I saw the video for this track one time, and it just blew my mind how lyrical it was. How first of all, I've always loved that Labby Stripe sample Dre used and stuff like that. It sounded so of its time, but so simple. And Eminem just introducing the whole world. It's
man.
talking about, "Hi kids, you like violence? Want to stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids? Want to copy me and do exactly like I did? Try to sit and get fucked up worse than my life is." And I'm not even gonna hold you. This is one of the few hip hop songs. The clean version is just as funny. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Because I know in the clean version, I think it says something like, "My English teacher wanted to flunk me in junior high. Thanks a lot. Next semester I'll be 35 and stuff." But then the explicit version is like, "My English teacher wanted to fuck me in junior high." You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
Wow.
man, it's like, and that's another thing I've always liked about Eminem, because even the clean albums, it's not that clean. And I purposely, and
Right.
I told you guys, I purposely got the Marshall Mathers LP clean because I did not like the Kim song. I never liked that Kim song. I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
he's doing way too much on this one and stuff like. If you want to talk about killing your girlfriend, that's cool and stuff like that. But nigga, if I felt like I was with some Marilyn Manson kind of shit. But back to My Name Is, very dope track in my personal opinion. I feel like this is definitely one of the greatest introductions in hip hop history, and it gathered him that well deserved first Grammy award too. So yeah.
Yeah, dope, dope. I got number four is Bitch Please 2 from the Marshall Mathers LP. And this is the sequel to Snoop's song from the Top Dog album when he had Bitch Please with Exhibit. And Eminem does a sequel and he brings back Snoop Dogg for this. Of course, you got to have Snoop on the sequel, and Dre's on this, and Nate Dogg, Exhibit. And this was phenomenal. I love the beat for this. Everybody killed it. I love Dre's verse. He says, "You and what army could harm me? DRE and Shady with Doggy from Long Beach." came a long way to making these songs play. It'll be a wrong move to stare at me the wrong way. Loved his verse. Like I said, like everybody, this is another song to me that should have a video. Because if you have a video for "Bitch Please" on Snoop's album, you got to do a video for the sequel, right?
Right.
And I just felt like they needed a video for this. But I remember hearing this also. They were playing this on the radio at that time, and I'm like, yo, they got to drop a video. We didn't get the video, but this is one of my favorites on Marshall Mathers LP.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I do like the song. I'm not like a big love of that song, believe it or not.
Right.
Not because of the word bitch, not because of that. I most prefer the first one from the No Limit Top Dog.
Yeah.
Album. That's the one I like the most. The one from Marshall Mathers was good too. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
but yeah. My number 3 is Guilty Conscience. So this is a song that definitely showed the creativity between Eminem and Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty much an angel, devil. It's pretty much an angel, good conscience, bad conscience kind of song, and everything like that. Too, you know what I'm saying? Where they go through 3 different scenarios and everything. The only gripe I have with this song, I wish they would have put the video version with the voices, those voices. I wish they would have put that chorus on the album because I feel like that fit the song too. Because the way how they edited, after the verse, it just flips right into like the narrator speaking and everything. I don't know. It just always bothered me. I don't know. It just always bothered me. Like with Michael Jackson, I've always liked the Smooth Criminal, the music video version and stuff like that. Because if you listen to that second verse on the album cover, on the album version, it definitely looks like they just jumped around. And it always fucking bothers me when I listen to the album version of Smooth Criminal. It always fucking bothers me. Because like the video version, that second version just flowed so fucking good.
Well, you know what it was? Like Moonwalker came out after the album was released.
Yes, it was.
So that's probably why like they added shit to the video wasn't on the album.
That's true. Or also like they probably when they were working on the album and stuff like that, they probably did it. Because Michael, he's always known to do like 8-9 minute versions of songs. Like Billie Jean was like 10 minutes, Lady of My Life was like 9 minutes and stuff like that too. So that video version of Smooth Criminal was pretty much I think like about 7-8 minutes and shit like that too. So he could have been like the 12-inch version, you know. Right. Yeah, man. And the video also had Robert Culp playing the narrator. You guys should know he played the white detective with Bill Cosby on the show I Spy back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Classic show in my opinion. But yeah, man, I've always liked that voices version and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? But I thought I was the only one that kind of bothered me though, you know. But hey.
Nah, I mean, because naturally, like people, like sometimes like the video version is different from the album version.
Yeah,
and people like the video version for different songs,
right?
You know, and sometimes they'll release it on the single, but then it's like being that the album already released, they forget to like put the video version out.
Exactly, and I have one more to say. This song is a clear evidence about Dre calling out his own abusive behavior in the past and stuff like that too. Because everyone's talking about, well, Dre never apologized. Dre, he technically did. I'm not trying to say what he did was right. I never will say a man should not hit a woman. Women should not hit a man, vice versa. Y'all should not do that. But then he pretty much had a lyric where he said he doesn't have to go the same route that I did. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to do better with himself. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he came out with that apology letter and everything like that too. You know, so I'm not me victim bashing. That's not what I'm doing. But because niggas want to say, well, Jay never called out his own abusive pattern. Because they watch Suge Knight's podcast, which I do watch sometimes and shit like that too. They run with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story for a different day.
All right, number 3, I got "Say What You Say" from the Eminem show, and This is like the diss record towards Benzino and Jermaine Dupri. I supposedly it's against cannabis also.
Yeah.
And I remember when that whole beef happened, and you had whack ass Benzino coming out with diss records, and what do you call this over that time? The Archangel or some shit like that. And
Child, I don't
just
know.
garbage shit he was he was just coming up with garbage shit. And I remember when Eminem show was coming out and they were talking about this record and how they threw shots at Source Magazine and Jermaine, and I love Jermaine Dupri, but for me, I don't think he's better than Dre as a producer.
Oh hell
You know what I'm
no.
saying? Now, when it comes to songwriting, he's one of the best. He's one of the best producers all the time when it came to R&B and the stuff he did for hip hop and his label. But for him, naturally he's supposed to feel like they're the best ever, but I don't feel like he was better than Dr. Dre. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And that created this debate even back then, like Dre or Jermaine, who was better, and they let him have it, and you know what I'm saying, and I the thing turned into Benzino and M, and M crushed him like that nail in the coffin joint. Like that was like literally the nail in the coffin for Benzino, because we ain't hear shit from him after that. You know what
I
I'm
always
saying?
like the
And
sauce.
huh?
I always prefer the sauce, but I get what you're saying.
Not what you were saying.
I said I've always preferred the sauce as a diss track, but I like nailing the coffin too.
Yeah, yeah. Like that was literally like the nail in his coffin. Like we didn't hear nothing from him after that. Like that was it. And that was on a mixtape. Yeah, that was like on one of those like Green Lantern mixtapes. He put that out. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So um I enjoyed it. Like the beat was fire. Again, like you have M and Dre rhyming on this. They taking shots at Jermaine and Benzino. M. Like when you hear like his first verse, it literally sounded like he was freestyling it. You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree.
Like I love the way he started it. I was born to brew up storms, stir up shit, kick up dust, cuss till I slow up spit. Grew up too quick, went through too much, knew too much shit, corrupt. And I'ma pour it on like syrup, bitch. I loved his flow in there. Emin Dre did his thing, and he mentioned he mentioned he was like even Timberland was better than him. He was like, you don't belong speaking mine or Timberland's name, and don't think I don't read your little interviews and see what you're saying. I
Damn.
love that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you threw Timberland in there, and Timberland didn't even want to be a part of that whole discussion. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you think about it, like Timberland did a lot in a shorter time than Jermaine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For what he did for R&B and hip hop, and even alternative artists like Nelly Furtado and One Republic. He did stuff for like different genres. You know what I'm saying? So Timbaland to me is definitely one of the best all time as well. He used to be good. He fell off a long time ago, but
Oh yeah.
um I definitely I mean let's be real. What's the last Timbaland hit that you heard? It's been a long time. You know?
Honestly, he's been hit or miss. I hate to say he's been hit or miss after Aaliyah died. I hate to say it.
No, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Come
Don't
on.
say that. Because
Come
I
on.
I know what you're alluding to, and that's not true at all.
No.
That's
No.
not true.
No. 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 Let me. With Timberland, with certain artists like Jay-Z, Missy, he's always gonna give them solid to spectacular material. But any other artist and stuff like that is kind of hit them. It's like throwaway beats.
No, I
Yeah.
disagree. The
Ah,
the last artist he did great shit for was Justin Timberlake. That is the last artist he did great shit
see,
for.
that's not helping the case.
What you mean? But I'm talking about like for any genre in music,
I don't like all this
the
shit.
last artist that he did great music for was Justin Timberlake.
But see, you gotta remember, Justin had other producers too. It's not just
No,
him.
it was yeah, but if you look at all the Justin albums, it was mainly Timberland, Pharrell, and he threw like a track to Will I Am. That's it. That
All
was
brothers,
it.
all brothers, the white boy out. Why am I
You
not?
know, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying
I'm just
to
saying
me,
too. I'm just
the last artist he made his best shit for was Justin. Because at this time, Missy wasn't even rapping; she was sick, so she was already out of the picture. You know, he wasn't doing shit with Genuine. Aaliyah was dead. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you had Justin. Nelly Furtado. She took time off to have kids.
Q agrees
So
with me.
so huh?
Q
Who
agrees
agrees
with
with you?
me. Q.
You don't know what the fuck you talking about. The last artist Timberland made great music for was Justin Timberlake. I'm talking about his first two albums. I ain't even talking about the double album and Man in the Woods. I'm talking about Justified and Future Sex Love Sounds.
The album
That's his
should
two best albums ever, solo wise.
the album should have got lost in the woods.
Huh?
I said the album should have got
That
lost in
was
the
they got
woods.
lost in the woods.
Yeah. That boy went from R&B to country and shit.
You know
I'm
what I'm
just
saying?
like,
So he fell off, and it's like even now it's like he's not in high demand no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I know like he was taking on like newer producers and teaching them like tricks of production and all that. You know what I'm saying? He has like a production team that he's grooming around him. But for himself, he like who's running for Timberland for a beat right now?
you know why? You know why? Because he tried to make Tink the
But
next Aaliyah. Every artist he works with, he tried to make them the next Aaliyah. Let's keep it a buck.
I don't look at Justin like the next Aaliyah though.
I'm not talking about the male. I'm talking about the female, like Tink. Remember
Oh, for the
Tink?
females?
Remember
Yeah,
Tink?
yeah,
Ain't that
yeah.
too
That's
much?
true. Like he tried to make Tink like Missy.
And then he had that interview where he literally said he fell in love with Aaliyah and stuff like that.
Right.
Once he said that shit, his career has never been the same.
hmm And
Mind
then
you,
and then his wife looked like Aaliyah.
right? Mind you, Empire got canceled and stuff like
Yeah.
that too. After Empire, you haven't really heard shit like that.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
he
Because he did the soundtrack for the show.
then he did that verses and verses lasted how
Right.
long? I'll wait.
Yeah. Yeah, they fucked up on verses. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, the Empire soundtrack was good, but I don't feel like that was his best shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, if I know he did something on Brent Faiyaz's recent album. You know what I'm saying? That was cool, but he's not in high demand no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are still running to Pharrell for beats. They're not going to Timberland no more. You know what I'm saying? So even Jermaine Dupri, you look at Jermaine, he's had a revival. Like he's did with that Money Long song that people been playing. Like he did this shit for Avi Lennox. Like he's had a revival in his career. We might not get that from Timberland. You know what I mean? But I love this song. I think this song was fire, and the fact that they ain't do no subliminals. They call niggas names out. That was dope.
Definitely. All right, next song, my number two is "Forget About Dre." Um, so yeah, this is pretty much a dope track right here too. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorites on the 2001 song, 2001 album. You know what I'm saying? This is pretty much like a response to pretty much everybody on the new death row and like critics saying how he turned to pop music. He lost his mind after he left Death Row Records and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? I love Eminem on the chorus. You remember that when NWA performed at that BET performance and Eminem
Mhm.
came out and shit? I'll always love that shit. And
Yes,
it's crazy
yeah,
because if you, in the audience, Nick Cannon was bumping to Eminem, but then years later he want to say, "Oh, black people don't listen to Eminem," right? Okay,
right.
all right, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that. But hey, yeah, so as I love that "Forget About Dre" song.
Yes. Number two for me is what you mentioned this earlier. What's the difference? Love this track. I think it's one of the best exhibit features of his career. Dre killed it. M did his thing. I loved when Dre said, back when Q was rolling with Lorenzo and the Benzo, I was banging with a gang of instrumentals. Got the pen and pencils, got down to business. But sometimes the business end of this shit and turn your friends against you. I loved his verse. That beat was knocking. That little horn arrangement on there was fire. This is another track that should have had a video also.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. All right, my number one is "Say What You Say." You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? my all-time favorite Dre and Eminem song. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
This was yes,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
This
dope.
one, this one. I mean, surprisingly, and everything like that too. I know a lot of people will say guilty conscience or
Yeah.
maybe forget about Dre, but I've always liked this track right here. This one, the beat is definitely one of my favorites from Dre and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? You know, just Em and Dre just talking their shit at their peak form and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? A that Benzino, A that Cannabis, A that Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, this was actually Eminem's first diss against the whole Source magazine. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people realize that shit. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very classic song.
My number one is "Forget About Dre." I love that track. That might be my favorite all-time Dre track next to Nothing But a G Thing.
Hmm.
Because man, when I heard that joint and I'm hearing the beat was different, it was a different speed. And then you have both Dre and Eminem rapping fast on that joint, but it was fire. I was like, yo, this shit is banging. Then the video drops and they play the video like 100 times a day. It was even in movies. There's a movie called Bully. It was in that movie. And there's a part in that movie where like, and that's based on a true story. It's like about like a bunch of Florida kids that they they uh they killed one of their friends and they tried to like cover it up, but they end up getting caught later. And there's a part in that movie where like they all chilling at like one of the friends' houses, and he's like playing the video and he's like rapping along. And I was like, yo, that's just some fly shit for hip hop, just to see that in a movie.
Right.
And you know, Eminem on the chorus was fire, and even the video was hilarious. Like the part in the video where it's like the house was burning, and he's like, "Yo, I gotta." He said he said something about my, but he lost his Will Smith CD and shit to
Mhm.
the newswoman and all that, and the video was hilarious, and just like the flow that Dre had, yo, like it was just a different flow for Dre. You know what I'm saying? He's like, y'all better bow down on both knees. Who you think taught you to smoke trees? Who you think bought you the oldies, Easy E's, Ice Cubes, and the DOCs, the Snoop D O double G's, and the group that said motherfuck the police? Man, come on, man. Like what? Everybody when this joint came out, everybody knew the lyrics to this shit. We were rapping along with him. I'm like, it was just like they were rap. Is this something that you didn't hear Dre normally do, like rap with that rapid fire flow? But he just pulled it off so dope. It was just, I'm like, damn, he sound better than half of the other niggas that was trying to rap fast. I thought I was hearing Twister. You know what I'm saying? But that beat was just banging, and that's my favorite joint on the Chronic 2001. Like by far, like you know what I'm saying? It was just dope to hear him and M on that beat, and it was just catchy. You know what I'm saying? Like the strings on it, the beat, the synthesizers on it. It was just fire.
I feel you. All right, that's a dope list.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and the motherfuckers act like they forgot about Drake. Fire. Yes. This was a fire list, bro.
Yeah, definitely a fire list.
You know what I'm saying? And it didn't take me nothing to make the damn list. I made it like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I definitely want to throw in one honorable mention. I Need a Doctor.
Ooh, slept on joint.
Yes, the proposed first single to Detox. Mhm. Because I remember when he came,
Nice. That's a good one.
yeah, he came out with that song and another song called Kush with like I think Snoop and Akon,
Mhm.
which that was
Yeah,
okay.
I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, maybe he might put out Detox, but then I was like, nah.
We all thought that.
I'm telling you.
This nigga ready to drop. He ready to come out with Marsha Ambrosius though. I don't understand that.
Yeah, hopefully that shit comes out this year.
It's coming out this month. That they have the commercial for it.
Facts.
Like yo, so we getting a Marsha Dr. Dre produced album before a Detox could drop. That's crazy. So there's still hope for the Snoop and Dre album. Then
Yeah, there's still a little hope.
I keep hearing about it. Dog Pound just dropped they fire new album. I got it. I want to hear Snoop come out with this Dre album, man. It's long overdue.
Yeah, Dre's got a lot of heat coming out this year. I see.
Yeah. What else is he gonna do? Like, he's a billionaire. Might as well go back to music.
Yeah, you know Dre's a perfectionist.
You know. Yeah. Yeah. That's too long. There's one thing if you're a perfectionist, but if you're waiting like 20 something years for one album, like no, come on now. That's just now you're just playing.
Have you ever waited for an album so long you got disappointed?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. What's an album that we waited for, and then when I finally heard it, I was disappointed. Ah man, I don't know.
Because I got a few.
Yeah, I know. Were you gonna do a list?
Huh?
You gonna do a list for that?
Yeah, I can say like two that
I
comes
don't.
right.
I don't. I'm trying to think of any albums that I waited for and it was bad. Because I mean, back in the '90s, like artists didn't. I mean, unless it was Michael Jackson or Janet, Madonna, they wasn't dropping every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? But you knew like when Michael came out, he's gonna give you some heat. You know what I'm saying? You knew that when Tribe came out with an album, they would give you heat. But I don't know. I want to say it's Invincible. 'Cause I didn't
Oh,
like that. Did not like that album. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if I was waiting for it though. Like I heard about him doing new music, but I don't think I was anticipating it like I was with Bad and with Dangerous and even with History. But um I don't know. That's a good question because it wasn't too many. There was albums that I was anticipating, but they turned out to be great. But not too many times that an album drop. Blueprint 2. I don't know. I don't know if I can't remember what I was anticipating. 'Cause I was actually promoting for that damn album. So I you know what I mean? Like I was hearing shit. I didn't realize it was gonna be that fucking bad though. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why did Jay come out with a double album? And then when they realized that, they were like, oh, we got to go back and repackage it and call it Blueprint, 2.1 or whatever the fuck they call it, with the best tracks, which is it should have been a single disc anyway. But I don't think I was anticipating. I don't think I was anticipating that album though. You know, maybe Method Man. I want to say Method Man to Cal 3. You know what I'm
that's a
saying? Because the first two is still his best albums in his discography. And when Part 3 came out, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? What is this meth? Like, was you smoking too much Cal when you made this shit? Because it was just bad. I didn't expect that album to be that bad. Like that album was horrible. Even with all the big features on there, that just go to show you, like, big features don't mean shit because the album can still be bad. Like the features won't help the album being good. You know what I'm saying? The Diddler, the PD Forever album, that album was bad, and I was anticipating that. And again, if he had a feature on every track, and none of those features saved the album. Not Jay, not Redman. You had Nas on that, Beanie Siegel. None of those features on there saved that terrible sophomore album from him. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I mean those are some good choices. Sure, I can even mention. I'll throw in Lupe Fiasco's Lasers if you ask me.
oh wow. See, I never heard the unreleased joints from Lasers. I've only heard the retail version. So I know he had like there's a whole different version of that album.
Yeah,
And then he had like his fans do a petition at the Atlantic Records office. And that wasn't gonna make Atlantic Records put out the other version of the album. He needs to drop that himself. He needs to drop that original version on his own.
right, that'll be
You know,
hot.
yeah, like for whenever the 20th anniversary for that album is, just drop the original OG copy of that. I never heard it. I only heard the OG version of Airplanes, and then that record went to B.O.B. or whatever. But I never heard like the OG version of Lasers.
I mean, I might have to check that out.
Yeah, but it was mainstream as hell though. I mean, when you're doing songs with Trey Songz, I'm like, come on, Lupe, what you
I
doing?
hate, I hate that song too.
You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, Lupe, what is this? You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like bad albums that disappointed me more than you know albums that I was anticipating for. 'Cause a lot of shit I didn't anticipate it. Some 9 times out of 10, if I did, it came out to be good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like yeah, there's albums that were bad that disappointed me, but as for anticipating, it ain't too many because most of the albums that came out that I was anticipating were great. You know, like I looked forward to Blueprint. You know, when Nas came out with It Was Written, that was great. You know what I'm saying? You know, Gangstar when he came out with Moment of Truth, was anticipating that. That was a great album. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people consider that they best album. And you know, there was joints that we were anticipating that ended up being classics, but it wasn't like for every release.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
The Aftermath was a disappointment. But even with that, it was like I remember when he left Death Row and then like they had him on the cover of the Source and he was starting over and we heard about the Aftermath project coming out. But even with that, I wasn't anticipating anything with the album because I didn't know what to expect.
That has
So when I
some of
heard
his.
the album, I'm like, all right, I didn't like
That,
it.
that has some of
Then
his
I like
best.
I don't know how you feel like that song had some of his best production.
Yes.
Get
Come
the
on.
fuck out of here. What?
East Coast, West Coast.
Hold on. We just talked about Eminem's his first three classics on Aftermath. You think that the Aftermath compilation was better than Eminem shit?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Get the
not.
fuck out of here.
I said absolutely not. I said no. But at the
But
same
you
time,
feel like that's his best production though.
I said it's among some of his best production. Among. He
What
has a
part?
lot of great.
What part though?
You said what? Because it was a different
What?
experimental sound for Dre. It was like
I
a
thought it was
future.
terrible. I didn't.
Come on, shitting on top of
I
the
mean, he put
world.
out he put out the good singles. He put out Been There, Done That, and it was East Coast, West Coast Killers. Those are
Dun, dun,
dope, but
dun,
the rest
dun,
of the
dun,
album, no,
dun, 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 dun,
no.
dun, dun.
I
Yes,
was like,
Lord.
yo, that same
What time,
album cover
nigga?
with the bomb on it. I'm like, that album should have been called The Bomb, and not in a good way either. Because that album, The Bomb, that was not a good album.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
of course, a bomb because niggas weren't ready for that shit yet. Niggas weren't ready.
That's why it wasn't anticipated for me because I didn't know what to expect with this album. Like, we didn't know if we was gonna get another Chronic or what was he gonna do with this album.
Now, granted, he should have had a bit more hip hop cats on that album. The R&B cats, I didn't care for like that. I'm gonna be real, but the beat saved it. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I disagree. Even if it was like a compilation of like R&B artists, Dre has done R&B shit for artists before, so it's not like what I'm saying. It's not like like it was something new.
Right.
Michelle was an R&B singer. That was his wife. Like he did her albums.
Remember this jazz singer he worked with named Jimmy Z?
Yeah, Jimmy Z. You told me about him.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm
It
saying? So I don't even blame the artist that was on there. I just felt like the production was just off. And then it was like all of those artists that was on that compilation. Where are they now? They're not even on Aftermath. You know. But yeah, I wasn't anticipating. I kept hearing about it. I'm like, I gotta check it out. But I wasn't like wondering like, yo, what the fuck is it gonna sound like? Because I didn't know. And that was like at the time when I just got into Dre with the Chronic. You know what I'm saying? And the Chronic to me was like that was like the best shit ever when that came out. So I was like, when he left Death Row, he's coming out again. What is he gonna drop? I didn't know because I wasn't like on his shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was more about, what is he gonna do now because you don't have Snoop and the Dog Pound in them with you. So, you know, I like been there, done that. If he had gave me a whole album of that, I would have been like, yo, this album is a classic.
yeah, I love Been There, Done That.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love
This album is fire.
I love the video too.
Yeah, but he didn't give us that. You know, and even I love the fact that Dre wasn't, you know, even though he was on a label that was part of the East Coast West Coast shit, but it was like he's worked with everybody, like East Coast artists, West, South, and he's worked with everybody, and that's what I love about him. He didn't
Exactly.
just stick to just doing shit for the West Coast. So a lot, there's producers that they do stick to just West Coast artists. I never heard Ant Banks do shit with Nas. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I love the fact that Muggs can work with anybody. Cypress Hill, Sick Jackin. Then he does an album with Mac Hami or with Rock Marcy. Like he's for the music. That's what matters at the end of the day. You know,
Fact.
Battle Cat. I never heard Battle Cat do shit with Jay. You know what I mean? So these are producers that people consider legends. Like, why they not doing shit over here?
If people have that bias,
Hey man, that shit is dead. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the music now because you got these kids out here that swear Sexy Red is gonna be a legend, and she can't hold a torch to MC Light and Queen Latifah. You got these kids out here that they go in the summer jam and they don't even know who the fuck Red and Method and Red and Method is.
ain't Sexy Red like a Trump supporter now? Because they said they caught her with some Magna hats or some shit.
Well, that's her business. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you not know who Red and Method Man is?
That's
Like, if
crazy.
they can't get hype, if the crowd can't get hype for them, it's like who can like this culture is in serious jeopardy. If they could get hype for Sexy Red, but when Red and Method Man come on the stage, they're not hype at all. That's saying a lot.
That's like Snoop saying the East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Right. Y'all ain't got no love for Red and Meth.
Y'all don't love
But
us.
but y'all got love for Sexy Red and
Y'all don't got love
Playboy
for Red
Cardi
and Wu Tang
and
and the
Future. Y'all
Def
got love for Future.
T Grizzly.
Jesus Christ. I'm glad I'm not a teenager in this era, yo.
Same.
For real. Like when we grew up in the best times. Because if I was 14 right now, I don't know who the fuck I'd be listening to. I would hope it would be this shit that I listened to when I was growing up. But I mean, these kids is growing up in a different society and with a different mentality right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the world is different than compared to when I was 14. And they gotta know their culture, man. Like if they want to be a part of this culture, they gotta know their legends. When you went to school and you had history class and they teaching you about the Civil War, they teaching you about Lincoln freeing the slaves and all that, we had to know that shit. Because we were gonna get tested on it. You know what I'm saying? If when you young and you around OGs and you want to partake in OG conversation, they're not gonna let you partake in their conversation because they're gonna be like, you don't know shit. So why you want to insert yourself into big people talk? You know what I mean? They would tell you to go play. So it's like when these kids want to insert themselves in these hip hop debates and conversations about shit they didn't grow up on. What can you tell me about Red and Meth that I already don't know? You know what I'm saying? I've seen these niggas live. Like, what can you tell me about them that I don't know already? You know what I mean? I I refuse to debate with youngins about who had the best hip hop album of 2004 because you were just born. You can't tell me what was the best album in 2004. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that's gonna tell you what was the best album in 2004. You can't debate with me about, oh, well, I think Lil Wayne had the best. No, you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, stick to what you know. You can't debate with me about shit. And that's some sad shit when you have Method Man saying that he's never gonna perform a Summer Jam again because the young crowd don't know who the fuck he is, or they might have seen him on Power. Oh, that's Davis McClain from Power, but name one song that he did. They can't tell you. What group is he from? They don't know. Oh, he's with Redman. Redman he didn't start with Redman. You know, Redman came later. That's terrible, man. You know,
Man,
why even book legends like that on the same bill with drill rappers? That makes no damn sense.
shit, they're gonna charge hella price on them tickets too.
Right. And then the lineup is shitty. Like, yo, they got a concert coming up later this month where they put Ghostface on the same type of show with a bunch of drill rappers.
That's stupid. That's why
That
niggas are
makes
going to
no
that.
damn sense because that audience, trust me, that audience of all those drill rappers, they don't know who the fuck Ghostface Killer is. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. They're gonna be like, who the fuck is this old nigga? Iron Man. You mean the nigga from Marvel? We know who Robert Downey Jr. is. Who this nigga?
And they would say that shit too.
Yeah. The Wallaby champ. Who he? Wallabies, what's that? They don't know it.
It's like Supreme Clientele. What's a clientele?
What? I know Supreme Clientele. Who's Supreme Clientele? Oh man. That's bad, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. We have to learn this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could never say, who the fuck is Michael Jackson? You know what I'm saying? Like my introduction to Michael was Thriller, 82. Not even knowing that he was already a legend before Thriller came out as a kid, like with the Jackson 5. I had to go back and actually listen to the Jackson 5 stuff to catch up on how legendary this man was before he left his brothers to do his solo thing. You know what I'm saying? Imagine me only knowing the Michael Jackson shit and not knowing that he was in a group already called the Jackson 5. You see the ignorance? That's
Exactly.
how that's what these kids are doing right now in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? And there is a disconnect with the older generation and the young generation. It has to come to a middle ground where the older heads have to realize that it's their time. It's their time now. Even if you don't fuck with drill rap and mumble rap, all that shit, it's their time. But at the same time, the young heads gotta know who their legends are. Because if it wasn't for a Queen Latifah or Roxanne Shante, there would be no damn Mulatto and Sexy Red. So they gotta come. It has to be a middle ground at some point between both generations, and I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing instead. I'm seeing on social media. It's hip hop debates with the youngins and the older heads, and they arguing. I ain't doing all that. I got better shit to do. If you don't know your history, that's your damn problem. But I'm not about to be arguing with nobody that's barely been on this earth for like 20 years, and you want to debate with me about the best rap album of 2004? Nah, you're gonna be talking about yourself.
Like, nigga, please.
You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, we outside buying fucking albums, buying mixtapes in 2004. You wasn't even born yet. But what can you tell me about the best rap album of '04? Have you heard Mad Villainy? I'm pretty sure you didn't. But they know all the Lil Wayne shit though. Oh yeah, Lil Wayne Carter.
Yeah, we
You know,
did.
so but they got it has to be a common ground met by both parties at some point. Because if it's not, there's gonna be a lot more shit like that happening where a lot of these legends they're not gonna be performing at these shows and festivals when you got like drill rappers on the same bill with them.
Shit, it has to be better planning and better demographics too.
Yeah, it's like they trying to lump up everybody from different eras on the same stage. You can't do it like that. You know what I'm saying? And I see it happening with R&B too. It's like you can't have a Joe Thomas on the same stage with a fucking Eric Bellinger. It's not gonna work. You know. But they don't. I don't feel like they fight a lot in R&B like we do in rap. Like you have artists that come out in R&B and they be like, nah, y'all gotta do it this way. Y'all gotta bring back the bridges. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring back the ad libbing. No auto tune. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta make R&B respectable again. Like that, not just sing about pulling shorty thong to the side and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't do it as often in R&B like they do in rap. And yeah, we're like the only genre where it's like that. Like country artists ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Pop music, they ain't doing that shit in pop. You know? And it's like if people are like true music heads and they appreciate the sound of music in different genres, they gotta have that mentality for rap as well. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be boom bap and drill rap and that's it because there's many different artists that's doing different sounds in rap. that you can't really categorize them. You know what I'm saying? I can't categorize Kid Cudi because he don't have that one defining sound or Chance the Rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like they cross different genres. You know, Childish Gambino, he's another artist that does that.
Exactly.
You know, so you got to have a wide ear for music and appreciate different shit than just, you know, because I mean, I don't want I can't play Gangstar all day. I love Gangstar. I don't mean I want to play them every day all day though. And I've done that when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Some days I might want to hear a Childish Gambino album. I might want to hear Chance the Rapper. You know, I might want to hear Kid Cudi. And that should be normalized more in hip hop, and I'm not seeing that. It's either or. It's like you got the boom bap heads that they just want to hear the boom bap, and that's it. They don't want to hear nothing outside of that. And then you got the other side where a lot of these kids grew up on Future and they grew up on A$AP Rocky and Kanye, and that's all they want to hear. But there's more to hip hop than just one sound, and that mentality has to change.
Yeah, you're right about that. I definitely appreciate what you said about all of that. Yeah, man. The demographics just plays a big part in the hip hop's decline now.
Oh yeah, for sure, and it shouldn't though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm in a group chat, and the group chat is all boom bap lovers. They love anything Primo comes out or Diamond D, Large Pro, and I love them. I don't want to hear boom bap every day, all day though. There's times like there's gonna be times when that's all I want to hear for like a couple days or weeks, and then I might want to hear some different shit. And if you like different shit, that's all that should matter. It shouldn't Nobody should give you a side eye for liking what you like. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. It's like if you for me I can only speak for myself because I grew up differently. So like growing up for me when it came to music and just like in life in general, I just grew up differently from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like being the only child is like you're open to experiencing everything. So there was no boundary for me and shit. And that's how I treat my music. There's no boundary for me when it comes to music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you in a group chat with nothing but boom bap heads, the minute you talk about anything outside of that, it's an issue. So if I mention a Drake, even West Side Gun, like the mafioso rap or the you know they have an issue with that. I'm like fuck. I fuck with Griselda. That's just what it is. I'm not gonna stop listening to Griselda because there's a certain demographic that don't fuck with them or they feel like they need to step up their content. You know, if you look, I love Cypress Hill. It's not like Cypress Hill, talked about different shit all the time in their music. Before the majority of their shit, it was all about weed and smoking.
Hmm.
Let's be real about that. You know what I'm saying? How many damn weed songs do they have? They have a ton. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. It's like every artist is not going to be versatile in their content. You're going to have artists that's like that, and then you have artists that they know they bread and butter, and I'm comfortable with that. So I never said, oh, I can't listen to this Cypress Hill album because they're gonna talk about weed again. Like that's never crossed my mind. I love Cypress Hill. They to me top five all time when it comes to rap groups. You know what I mean? So you know what you're getting when you hear a Cypress Hill album or a Bone Thugs album. You know,
Definitely.
Wiz Khalifa, early Wiz Khalifa. I fuck with early Wiz Khalifa, like Christian OJ Wiz and Taylor All the Dice Wiz. You know, Rolling Papers. Not the Wiz now. I think he's dropping shit, but early Wiz, like early 2010s Wiz. I was a huge fan of him.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of lost respect for Wiz after he did that shit with the DJs and shit.
That right. And yeah, that was the thing too. Is like you made your career started on mixtapes when you had to depend on the damn DJs
Exactly.
because the record labels wasn't promoting your mixtapes.
Exactly.
You needed the streets and those DJs to play your shit and to get your name out there. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick is a smart motherfucker. That's why he's one of the best because he had a legendary DJ like Kid Capri open up the damn album for him. That was brilliant.
And plus
Now,
Kendrick
if
Word.
right, exactly. Now, if Riz had did some shit like that, you would people would be bumping this shit. He's become irrelevant now to me. Like he's not, to me considered one of the best of this era. Like he had big smash hits. He don't have that no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I love early Wiz when he was on his grind and he was independent. And before he got the huge deal with Atlantic, he was on his game. The minute he got that deal and he thought he was hot shit, that's when his music became just sounding like crap.
It's like Lupe.
Just well, I ain't hear Lupe. My issue with Lupe was like he started doing the trap shit, and I'm like, that's not Lupe.
I know that's a label.
You know what I'm saying? And that was my whole thing. Lupe can still spit. I like his new single. That single he got out, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear a whole album of that Lupe. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the minute these niggas get rich and then they get the label deal and shit, it's like they just forget about their core audience. And Mac Miller never did that. You know what I'm saying? Wiz was best friends with Mac Miller. They went to the same high school, but Mac Miller always had the same type of attitude, even when he got rich and famous. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate he not here, but he was dropping some of the best music in rap at that time. Even when he had the reality show. You know what I'm
That
saying? Like his music, if anything, got soulful. It got more soulful than when he first started with the kids mixtape and with Best Day Ever and all that. He got more soulful.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But I was a huge Wiz fan, but he fell the fuck off.
But listen, man, I'm actually about to end this off right here because you already know it's midnight and my show came on tonight.
Oh yeah, gotta watch that.
Oh yeah, I already got my shit ready for work tomorrow. Yeah, I'm chilling for the night.
So
Yeah, man. So thank you guys so much for watching and everything. We're gonna come back to you on Sunday. We're gonna Sunday at midnight. We're gonna continue on with the artist Sunday, talking heads, more songs about food and buildings and shit like that too. So stay tuned on that. Definitely got some more heat coming up this week and everything like that too. Trying to put out some pre-recorded content. I'm about to drop a lot of shit this week and everything. So be on the lookout for that. Just to let you guys know, what day is it? The 7th. Give me 1 sec. I gotta do some math. The 16th is gonna be my last day before I go on my vacation and shit. Just letting y'all know. So yeah, so this week is gonna be enjoy this week while you can, cause y'all ain't gonna see me for a minute.
now I'm taking over YouTube. While Reg is away, Burrow will play.
All right. Anything you gotta say before we head out? Yeah. Anything you gotta say before we head out?
Yeah. After you going, I'm taking over.
All right.
Like I'm gonna do some live streams. I got some interviews I'm gonna be doing. It's gonna be fun. Fun times in the summer.
All right. Don't let me down.
Nope.
All right. But yeah, y'all should make sure y'all, check out those Eminem and Dre productions and everything like that. You guys should have heard them to this point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, appreciate this try as usual.
All right.
And I'll see you later. Peace.
Peace.